Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Today is a special day for us. As we all know, this the Alpha webinar series, the forming of the first ever Nigam District Youth Forum. So today we have the guest speaker, as we all know, Mr. Janapith Fernando, Deputy Chief Commissioner, Sri Lanka Scout Association, World Scout Committee member, and candidate for the World Scout Committee. So before we go to the very interesting topic, I would like to ask some question from you. So you may have do a little exercise. So I will put a link on a chat in the Slido. So you can go through that link and give the answer uh, to us. Okay, so I will put the Slido link on chat. So you may, the thing is, you may want to go to the link, and we have a question to you. So the question is, what is youth empowerment? So you, the thing is, you may want to type what is the youth empowerment. So you can go to Slido, or you can click that link what we chat put in the chat. Or so you can go to the slido.com, then enter hash 047890. So use the chat or go to the slido.com to participate this activity. So you can give the answer for that is it's not, it's okay, it's correct or wrong, but you can answer for that question. What is youth empowerment? You can use the link given in the chat, or go visit slido.com and enter hash code hash 047890. Okay, we have so many answers now. Let's go. Okay, so we have so many answers. Empowering future leaders, giving power, youth, making youth decide, giving power. Okay, thank you very much for joining with us with the Slido. So now is the time for the today's event. So I cordially invite Mr. Janapith Fernando, Deputy Chief Commissioner of Sri Lanka Scout Association and World Scout Committee member. Dear sir, over to you. So excuse me, you are muted.
Good evening. Thank you, Milinda, for the introduction. And thank you to all those who took part in the Slido and the answers you all have given, because this particular webinar is on youth empowerment. And for you to know what youth empowerment is, it's always good to get from you what your idea is. So some have said children and young people are encouraged, giving responsibility to youth, giving power, youth energy, supporting future leaders, giving strength, strengthen the youth, youngsters leading. All this is part of youth empowerment. My dear friends, the World Organized Scout Movement has three different units, three different bodies governing it. The highest body is the World Scout Conference. And the World Scout Conference elects the World Scout Committee and then another arm which is known as the World Scout Bureau. So World Scout conferences are held every 3 years, and in the conference held in 2014 in Slovenia, a resolution was adopted for youth empowerment. The World Scout Conference, what they do is when we meet, we adopt resolutions and then get the World Scout Committee and the World Scout Bureau to implement those resolutions. So what is youth empowerment was a question I asked, and the fact that Scouting is an organization for the youth, we should always make it a point to ensure that youth are given the opportunity of being able to manage their own affairs. That is the most important thing. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, sir, clear.
Thank you. World Scout Youth Involvement Policy, there are definitions. Who are youth? Youth in Scouting is young members between the age of 5 to 26 years of old, 26 years of age. 5, we have Singiti, up to 26 rovers. Then we have adult leaders and leaders. Leaders of adults and leaders. They are the scout leaders who guide and run and help in running the youth program and supporting other adults in the organization. Then we have another group of people known as young leaders. They are also young leaders. Sometimes they are known as instructors in Sri Lanka. Then youth participation is getting the participation and ensuring that youth participate. Youth involvement is getting youth to actively share responsibility with adults. That is youth involvement. Youth engagement is getting youth in meaningful participation for sustained involvement of young people in getting their intelligence, talents, skills, and abilities to make a positive change. Youth empowerment, today's topic of youth empowerment, is the attitudinal, structural, and cultural process whereby young people gain the ability, authority, and agency to make decisions and implement change in their own lives and lives of other people. That is the important thing. Youth empowerment is to make change in your own lives and change in the lives of other people. Then the youth program, all of you are aware of youth program. Youth program is the scout program which you follow, the Cub Scouts, Junior Scouts, Senior Scouts, Rover Scouts. That's the program we follow. And the Scout method. The Scout method is a progressive self-education through the following interrelated elements: the Scout Law and the Promise, learning by doing, the team system or the patrol system, symbolic framework, personal progression, nature and adult support. That is what is known as the Scout method. What is youth involvement? The policy states that youth involvement is not only provides opportunity and space for young people from diverse backgrounds to have a say in issues that affects their lives, but also the lives of others in their communities. It is also capacity building, enables young people to gain adequate skills and knowledge through which they strengthen self-confidence and learn to be responsible members of their society. So the important thing, youth involvement is to ensure that they become responsible citizens in their own societies. Finally, involving young people in decision making motivates them to be active citizens and realize the responsibility they carry as individuals towards the community as a whole. My dear Scout leaders who are here, the District Commissioner, Lakshan and the ADCs, will know that when you give responsibility to young people in the decision making, it motivates them. When you give them responsibility and they take it very seriously and do it in a proper way. Why do you need young people in the development of society? We can do it. Adults can do it. No need of young people. Some may argue like that. But young people's rights, relevant representation, and the youth perspective is very, very important. The rights of the young people, the relevant representation, and the youth perspective. We have to be able to understand, to know the perspective of the youth. Then, when they are involved, there is relevant representation. Otherwise, if it's only senior leaders who are involved, they will not have that relevant representation. Then the rights of young people can be protected when they are involved in society. The other thing is to develop their skills, relevant skills and positive attitudes. Then fostering responsibility and sustainability. That is, once you give responsibility, we are able to make it grow, to foster it, and then to keep it sustainable. That is what involving young people is. Next, when you involve young people, you saw what happens. Why do you have to involve young people in making decisions in scouting? Why? If I ask a question from you. Because scouting is education for life. Involving young people in the decision making process will give a touch or an idea of the young people's ideas. For example, we had the Global Cultural Jamboree just 3 weeks ago, and we had a young team involved in that. And so much of new ideas and innovative things came up. So that has become education for life for most of the participants. Then a specific method, that is within a unit, a scout group, scouts can participate in selecting activities, because then they know what activities are good for them, what is not good for them. Like Lord Baden-Powell said, scouting is an activity to be enjoyed by the young people and a lot of hard work for old people or the adults. Therefore, when they are involved in the decision making process, they will know what activities are good for them. Then assisting young people in establishing a value system and developing life skills. Because value-based system in scouting is very important. When young people are involved in the decision making process, young people can discover the value of working together to achieve common objects. And also, when young people are involved in decision making, they together with their scout masters, with adults, are able to assist young people to have a value-based system. Then the next one is improving the organization democracy and dynamism. You know what democracy is? Democracy is giving the right for everybody to express their opinion, to express what they feel is right, And then also, together with that, when you have young people involved, there is dynamism coming in. That is, dynamism means energy. Energetic people will come with a lot of new ideas, energetic ideas will come in. And the final one is the intergenerational dialogue. My dear friends, the intergenerational dialogue is a very important part because we have scouts who are 5 years old, 12 years old, 18 years old, 24 years old, and then we have scout masters or scout leaders from the age of 18 up to 65, 70, sometimes 80. So there is always an intergenerational dialogue taking place between the scouts and those scout masters. Therefore, that is very important that we have an intergenerational dialogue. That happens only if you get young people involved in decision making. Otherwise, if only old people make decisions, there won't be intergenerational dialogue. If only young people make decisions, also likewise, there won't be intergenerational dialogue where it's only young ideas. That is why these five aspects are very important, or these are the areas which will enable and the advantage of having young people in the decision making process. Then challenges to youth involvement. A lot of people will say, especially in this part of the world, in this country, no, getting youth is very difficult, getting young people, because there are so many problems you have to face. Not only young people, my dear friends, even when old people, middle-aged people, or any person for that matter, we are all human beings. And with anybody getting them involved, there can be challenges. So we have to know the challenges to be able to overcome those challenges. For example, mismanagement. One can say that young people will not have enough time, they will not have sufficient time, and that will become, because they are unable to spend sufficient time, there can be mismanagement. It will result in mismanagement because their involvement is less. And then mismanagement can come also if you don't tap the right resources. The inappropriate models, tools for youth involvement. If you use the wrong tools for youth involvement, or what is not appropriate for youth involvement, that also will become a challenge. So we have to know exactly what should be used at what age group. We cannot use what we use for a senior scout between 15 and 18 years for a scout leader who is 28 years old. Similarly, a scout leader's tools cannot be used for a scout. So that's another challenge, to know which tool to be used. If you use inappropriate tool, it can be a challenge. Then miscommunication, lack of skills and training, resources within the organization, lack of information. Because lack of information, lack of skills, all those things can be a challenge. The lack of information on youth, about possibilities for youth involvement, is another challenge. Though in the world we talk of youth involvement, we encourage National Scout organizations to get youth involved, we are aware that the youth are not given adequate notice, publicity, communications on this. So therefore, they don't get involved. So that's another challenge. Then, as I said before, young people don't have as much money and resources like somebody having a good job, stable income. So that's another challenge. And also, because youth members are involved in studies, building their jobs, they have time restrictions also. Then another challenge will be weak adult training and staff turnover. You know what staff turnover is? When there are staff involved in the movements, there are scout organizations, there are turnovers. They leave, they get promoted, and then as a result, you have weak leadership because of that. Then glass ceilings. You get youth involved, But there is no ceiling to be seen. But the adults or the National Scout Organization has put glass ceilings so that they cannot go above that. But to the rest of the world, you can't see that there are ceilings, that there are blocks. So that's another challenge for youth involvement, because sometimes adults don't like youth getting involved in all areas of scouting and all areas of governance. So that's another challenge. So these are the 7 challenges of youth involvement in NSOs. How to involve young people? My dear friends, this is the only movement where everybody is involved from every age. If you take a Sigiti, there is a thing called the Pokura, Cubs, Cub Pack, and Sixers, Scouts, Scout Troop with patrols or the team system, and then we have the Rovers, Rover Crew. So similarly, we have at unit level, young people can be involved in these teams and patrols, and then they are the ones who will decide for their patrol. So that is the involvement of young people. Most of the patrols in the scout troop have the patrol leader and the assistant patrol leader. Some scout groups practice having a treasurer for the patrol, a quartermaster for the patrol, a secretary or a scribe for the patrol, so that each one is given a responsibility. And at that age, when you get responsibility, they get empowered. They get the experience to do and be involved in the decision making process. So that is giving empowerment. You are empowering your young members to take up responsibility and giving them an opportunity to be able to put in their effort in the system, the leadership experience and a representational system. Because as you know, in the patrols, the same patrol leader doesn't remain 3-4 years. Every year, sometimes every 1.5 years or 6 months, patrol leader changes. So you give the leadership to somebody else. It's a cycle. It goes up. Then the patrol leader will go to another section, senior section, rover section. So the new person takes in. Then the representational system. There's also representation. In the troop, we have a patrol leaders council or the court of honor, where you have patrol leaders sitting there, representing their patrol. So these are the areas how you can get young people involved in at unit level. Then BUSM, as you know, is the World Honor and Scout movement, and we have specifically stated, we have a policy that at least 30% serving in committees, standing committees, task forces should be young people below the age of 30 years. So that is one thing we have spoken of, and we try to practice. And in the last 100-day program, during the pandemic, this was practiced. Sometimes there are almost 40% of youth members. So youth member involvement is practiced at the world level itself. Then at some districts, I know in Sri Lanka, some districts have compulsory youth members to attend or to be part of the executive committee. I know some districts which have it, but some districts don't have it. So we have to ensure that districts also implement that. Then at national level also, we have to amend our constitutions, our rules, and then ensure that our youth members who are below 30 years, get the opportunity of serving as fully fledged members of the executive committee or the committee of the council. So my dear friends, at community level, at scouting, I told you that BUSM's level, youth empowerment is given a lot of prominence, is taken very seriously and practiced very well, and we ensure that all committees which we select, which the BUSM selects or World Bureau and World Committee selects, has a minimum number of youth members, giving the opportunity for youth to serve, empowering them. Then At national level, we are still in the process of changing our rules and act to absorb youth into the system. Then at community level, when you involve youth in community activities, they become active citizens in their communities. That is very important. If you see now, if you go to the website of the Bosom Scout.org website, you will see in several European countries, scouts are engaged, of course, with proper health guidelines, conducting projects, encouraging people to get vaccinated, to get the injection for COVID. Now that is, they're getting actively involved. Now in Sri Lanka, we got scouts to plant 100,000 trees. Now that is an activity which they did as active citizens in their communities. Then I know Negombo district had several projects, not only planting trees, even after the Easter attacks in 2019, they even built a house for an affected family, getting some scouts involved. So those are the involvements of youth and they becoming active citizens in their communities. Then by doing this, the youth can change the communities. Because today we know the biggest challenge most countries are having is that youth are involved in so many unnecessary vices or unnecessary activities such as alcoholism, drugs, too much of addiction to internet, things like that. So, but when you make them actively involved in this type of community work, they will be out of this. So, we encourage in scouting to empower youth in that sense and enable youth to support their patrols first, their scout units, scout groups, districts, national level, regional level, and at the world level. So, my dear friends, that is basically what is meant by youth empowerment and what we expect from scouts. And then the most important thing for a national scout organization or a scout association is to have a very strong youth forum. I must thank the District Commissioner Negombo, Mr. Lakshan Pereira, for organizing a youth forum or taking steps to organize youth forum for the Negombo district. I know some districts already have it. When I was District Commissioner Colombo, I started the youth forum for Colombo district, and most districts are at the moment starting their youth forums because youth forum can make a big difference in the way we look at scouting, in the way we run our scout programs, and in the way our administration is done. Especially today, my dear friends, because of the COVID situation, most activities are virtual, online activities. Therefore, unlike us, young members, youth members have a lot of new ideas which they can implement only if you give them the opportunity to do it. We have to ensure that we empower them, give them the opportunity to enable them to be able to be active citizens in their units, districts, and also at national and world level. If we can do that, I am sure my team will be proven because I am inspired by youth and driven by values. I'm inspired by youth and driven by values. So, dear youth who are participating, I urge you to support this youth forum of Negombo district. Go into the website, learn about youth empowerment policies, youth engagement policies, youth involvement policies, all those things which the World Organization has introduced, and then get involved in your districts. I see very young scouts taking part. For them, you all must take part in your patrol system. You all must become active in your patrol system. But for those who are senior scouts and rover scouts, get involved in the youth forum, the district, and then from there at national level and support this cause of empowerment of youth. Thank you, my dear friends, for your patient hearing, and we will have about 10 to 15 minutes of questions or any suggestions or any comments from the district commissioner, the ADCs, scout leaders, or the participants. Thank you. The house is open for questions, and if anyone has, you can either raise your hand and ask the question or put it on the chat. And I'm sure the DC and Melinda will moderate, and we can have the questions answered either by me or other officials of the district.
Okay, if you have any question to us, you can answer now.
One thing I must say is that as per the Slido, the question we asked and the answers we got, all those answers are relevant. Every suggestion, every point all of you have put in are related to youth empowerment. So I gave you the structure of youth empowerment, but all what is there on that Slido is also as important and is also part of the youth empowerment process. We can ask our overseas friends if you have any questions. Olin, then our great organizer, Chamila, you have any questions?
No questions because I know that who you are and under your leadership and what you say to these young people, your ideas and suggestions, I think they will follow. So I think everyone, everything was that was described by you. So I think they are very useful and not only for Sri Lankan but also for others. So best wishes for Nigambi Scouts and always support.
Okay, then if there is no question, so I would like to invite our DC, Mr. Lakshan Pereira, to give an idea, give a words to our audience.
Yes, thank you, Melinda. I think the Melinda is the chief organizer that organizing this webinar series before the forming our Negombo District Youth Forum. So this is our third webinar, the youth empowerment. So So I would like to thank Mr. Janaprit Fernando, our Deputy Chief Commissioner and the World Committee member 2017-2021, for giving this very detailed and very brief about youth empowerment. I know because he's a leader. He's a leader not only for the Sri Lanka but also for the world, giving leadership for the youth, and he's a very practical person that working with the youth. So I think our audience will got the knowledge about what is youth empowerment and how we can act in our day-to-day life and in our scout activities also. I think once again I thank Mr. Janaprit Fernando, Janaprit sir, and we wish him for his election. We know as a district, definitely he will get elected to the World Committee 2021 to 2024 term, and we know other countries also, they will give the vote for election and they will give the support and blessings also with you. And thank you very much, sir, for supporting and participating for this webinar and giving done the presentation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Lakshan, for inviting me. We still have 5 minutes more. If there are any questions not related to this topic, ඕනම දෙයක් සම්බන්ධයෙන් විනාඩි 5ක් තිබෙනවා. කාටද ප්‍රශ්නයක් තියෙනවා නම් because my next meeting at 6:30. අය ටිකට තමයි ඊළඟට තියෙන්නේ. මොනවා හරි තියෙනවා නම් පුතෙත් දුවෙට්ට අහන්න. කරුණාකරලා ඒක අහන්න පුළුවන්. කමක් නැද්ද මන්ද ලක්ෂාන් මම එහෙම කිව්වට.
කමක් නැහැ සර්.
මේක විනාඩි 5ක් තව තියෙනවා මම දැක්ක 6:30ට ඉවර කරන්න තියෙනවා කියලා. So if anybody has any question, I'll be happy to answer. Okay, Lakshan, then. Seems like there is no questions. Okay, I'll be excused then.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir, for coming to this webinar to as a very special guest to our webinar series. So thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Melinda. You're welcome. Thank you, Elmo. See you, Lakshan. Bye.
Okay, sir. Sir, all the best.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay, we have a very little announcement to you. You all know we have a certificate, very good certificate to all of you who participate for this webinar series. So we put a message on chat, so you can go to that link and answer that question and to eligible for the certificate. So if you are participate for the 5 or more webinars in this series, you will be eligible for this certificate. So please be in touch with us. We have great and inspirational webinars in coming weeks. So keep with us, keep in touch, and stay safe stay safe. Thank you very much for joining with us today. So hopefully we will meet in the physical way in this pandemic is over. Thank you very much.